In the spirit of celebrating women, I hope you did enjoy the wonderful conversations that we've had so far. Well, we have one more fireside chat with one of the most multidisciplinary leaders in the industry, and if you ask me, one of the most influential. With me, Joanne Popper is here, and we're gonna delve into a fireside chat tackling leading innovation in a hyper digital world. Joanna, welcome to the stage. Tell
Thank
us who
you.
you
It's great to
are,
be here with you.
yeah, why you're here, and
It was a
just
great
get
chat.
started.
The last group. It's excellent.
Thank you, thank you. Just, just go deep into it. Tell us who you are, why you're here, and what challenges have you faced over the years you've been leading the innovation space.
Wow. Well, sure. Hi, everyone. Well, I'm here because Chris invited me, and I've been supporting and advocating and what he's been up to for many years through for many different roles. My name is Joanne Popper. It's nice to see you all. Nice to meet you all today. I have been in this industry for quite a while. I actually started my career, speaking of a journey and how life and careers are full of different twists and turns. I actually started my career in way back when in Wall Street. I have a very traditional business background. I started in Wall Street, went to business school, then worked in consulting, then moved over to a marketing role, and then worked at NBC Universal for almost a decade. And for me, that's really where my media, entertainment, technology, innovation career started. While I was there was during what we now call Web 2, but was during all the digital innovation and disruption started. And so worked on lots of things that at the time were brand new, but are now considered run of the mill in terms of innovation, because that's how disruption works. So was there for many years, and then I worked on many of the biggest show launches and movies and theme park rides, and then noticed how much the business was shifting, how our audiences interacted with our content shifted. Probably the fact that we even called it content was something new, as before it was programming or shows. How the way that we watched, the way that we marketed, the way that we interacted. If you can remember back in the day, people used to actually show up at 8:00 on a Tuesday to watch a show. And so all of that shifted, and I got to work on a lot of the first very early webisodes, social media, influencer strategy, streaming strategy. As I said, all things that are not considered new and innovative today, but were at the time. And then I had the opportunity to move to Silicon Valley and lead media and marketing for an organization called Singularity University, which was all around training leaders on the future of emerging technology and how that would impact their business. So everything from AI to blockchain to digital biology to autonomous vehicles, which I'm still waiting for. And so was there from 2015 to 2017, and then was at HP, which is how I know a lot of you all led go-to-market for HP virtual reality. Where we launched some great headsets like HP Reverb G2 with Valve and Microsoft, and among many others, the Omnicept, and worked very, very closely with creators and executive produced projects such as Brianna's Garden, which we came and spoke about at this conference a couple of years ago, Finding Pandora X, Fight Back, just all really important projects that were focused on telling amazing, important, impactful stories that mattered, and bringing those stories into the world. And then most recently, I was at CAA as Chief Metaverse Officer, and spent a lot of time working in and around AI, around questions about what is what is talent, name, image, and likeness in a digital world. How does that impact the industry? How do those rights work? What does it mean for production, pre-production, post-production? And those questions are really, really important around name, image, and likeness rights, particularly for celebrity, because it's most relevant to them today, but will be relevant to all of us as those technologies become more and more and more widespread and creating digital doubles of us that are seamless and impossible to differentiate from reality become more and more prevalent. And I'm currently advising some big production companies on those types of questions, as working with some startups, looking for my next creative project, and doing some other fun stuff.
Wow, that's quite impressive. Let's talk about the title Chief Metaverse Officer. I'm very curious, and perhaps many companies that are watching here, a lot of executives who are engaged, and companies want to really deploy this kind of metaverse technology. What is the role of a chief metaverse officer? And do you think most companies right now should be having a chief metaverse officer? What is your say on that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there was probably a year or two ago, there were a lot of chief metaverse officers popping up. That was coming off of Facebook changing their name to Meta, coming off the pandemic, where such a high percentage of our lives turned into digital because we were not able to engage in the physical space quite as much. Certainly the connections between the physical and digital are very important. But I think companies have shifted a bit from being solely focused on metaverse the way they were to pulling back and being just focused on emerging technology in general. There's a ton of focus on AI. I mean, I think these swings we have around, it's this technology, no, it's this technology, no, it's this technology, are a very simplistic way of looking at continued innovation and continued technological growth. I think for some people there was that sort of very narrow focus on the metaverse for a while. For me, it's more of a bigger, broader view of what this next phase of the way we interact with computing will be. And where different parts of technology layer up into it. And so AI is a part of it, spatial computing is a part of it. And so that's kind of how I look at it. I think really for the company point of view, it's what technologies will help you meet your goals as a company, what technologies will help you, whether it's connect with audiences, enable your employee base to do their jobs better, create bigger impact in the world. So in the world of media that I come from, it's around what technologies accelerate or help you create content in new or exciting ways, help you distribute the experiences in new or interesting ways that broaden that scale, and how will technology help audiences and users connect with the experiences in new and different or just deeper ways.
Wow, that's quite informative. I love that. AI is still here, and it's still the dominating topic in the emerging tech space. What is that one important thing that all women, founders, career women should be knowing in this era of artificial intelligence?
So one thing we should all be knowing. I mean, I think with all of the technology, I mean, I think what's most important is to jump in, experiment, try, experience, test, and learn. It's sort of broad, but that's what I would say. When we have technologies that are moving so fast and capturing in the zeitgeist like AI, it's really and do we get lost? Are we now back or?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm back.
Okay. Well, I was saying that what I think is important is to be experiencing and testing things and trying things, and that these times of disruption and shift also offer great opportunities for those who jump in and move fast with them and learn with them. And so I think that there's areas of the business that there has been sort of entrenched. They're mature, and there's not as much growth, and there's not as much opportunity. But anytime that there are fast shifts or disruption like this, it provides the opportunity for those of us who want to jump in and learn at a semi foundational or early phase, like we are in now. I mean, certainly both VR and AI have been around for decades and decades and decades, but weren't touching, and I'll say for AI specifically on the generative AI side, weren't touching the masses in the way that they are now, or the group, large numbers of people. And so in those moments, there's really important opportunities for those of us who want to jump in, and it can provide tremendous career opportunities and tremendous growth, which is especially important for voices who have been traditionally not around the table in some of these fields.
Well, Joanna, you are the best person I can ask this. What is the future of spatial computing and the metaverse, and how can more women get involved in this space?
Well, what I believe is that this is the future in terms of the next wave of computing. And so, today we're still in this phase. I'm talking to on a laptop, which is technically from the previous phase. But I believe that spatial computing with some form of, with virtual worlds, potentially with some sort of glasses that look as great as, neither of us is wearing glasses today, but as great as the glasses we would be wearing, will be that next phase of human computing interaction. And how people can get involved. I mean, I think it's by jumping in, it's by raising your hand, it's by trying things out. I think if you are interested in spatial computing, going to, I think it's February 2nd, going to the Apple Store and getting that first demo. It's if you're not going to buy one, which I think is maybe the case for quite a few, but go to the Apple Store and get that demo. Go try, if you haven't been in a Quest, which probably most people on this phone have, go and experience as much content as you can. Go to the events that are near you. Go to any technology conference. Watch the content online. I think it's just incredibly important to be in it and experience it. In terms of AI, there's so many different formats today, and different LLMs that you can be testing. There's all the visual and the video services that you can be testing. I think that new careers are being created all the time. I mean, at this point, a prompt engineer is old. It's from over a year ago, but that's a career that's only been around less than 2 years, let's call it. And so if you are one of the people that is early to move in that, you can drastically accelerate your career.
Well, that is very insightful.
I think the most important is knowing that your career is always a journey and it's an adventure, and be guided by what's important to you, what's impactful to you, what difference do you want to make in the world, what does that look like what do you care about, and where. I think if you can overlay that where there is growth, I mean, it may be that what you care about is not an area of growth, and then you still because it's something you care about, you continue to move forward in that, and it may be a harder road. But I think first and foremost is is looking at that Venn diagram of what is important, what do you care about, and what are your skills, and what are what's unique and that you're bringing, and then but always knowing it's an adventure and it's a journey, and it's all about learning along the way. And so we're all a work in progress all the time. Sometimes things we try work out really well, better than we would have expected. Sometimes things we try don't work out, but in both cases, it's what did I learn? What am I bringing forward? What's next? I always think about in my career, it's that like 80-20 rule, where what's the 20% of your job that you really love and you excel at, and you almost doesn't feel like work, and how can you make that 80% in your next role, and then help having that inform you about what might be next for you.
There's so much to learn from you, Joanna, and I'd encourage our audience to really follow you and learn from you. Maybe we will conclude with, sorry, do you want to say
So
something?
thank you.
Okay. We will end this with a very fun segment. I want to learn something from you. If you were to be a gadget in this era, what gadget would you be?
If I were to be a gadget?
Fun segment.
That is a fun segment. If I were to be a gadget, well, I think I would be sunglasses. I would be like smart sunglasses.
Oh, nice. And do you have a pet?
I do. Do you want to see him?
You can show us if there's no fur. Well, this is it from us. We love sharing stories and we have fun as well. Ooh, Joanna
This is
has a
Petey.
pet. Okay,
He's a
hi.
Frenchie pug. He's my partner's, but no, he lives with us. So James got him in. My partner lived in China for 5 years. So Petey comes from China. He's Shanghainese,
Wow.
but he's Frenchie pug. Hi, Petey. Say hi to everybody. Oh, want to kiss you?
Hi. Kind of
You
shy.
have a giraffe on your screen?
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Joanna. It was so much fun, and we learned so much from you. And we look forward to having you in more of these GatherVerse events. Please connect with Joanna. I do connect with her. I learn a lot from her. And
Yes,
thank you
that's
so
on my
much.
socials.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Lynn. Thanks, Chris.
Well, we have come to the conclusion of day